we can start.
Good evening, one and all. Today we have a special person to take a very special session on goal setting. We all know we are going through turbulent times. However, this is the best time to do an introspection and learn and grow. And any learning, any transformation will start with goal setting. So before I get into the details of the session, let me introduce to you distinguished Toastmaster Ashok Kumar. He is a well-known person amongst this D120 Toastmasters fraternity. Yes, he has been area director, he has been division director, he has held numerous district officer roles, including right now he's serving as the VP Education of Emerging Leaders Toastmasters Club, and he's also uh, helping out the Perambur Toastmasters Club as the club coach. So he's a person with varied interests. I have seen lots of Smule, as in he's a singer. You should watch his songs on Smule. He's also a blogger. He comes with a very rich and I would say varied experience because he has worked in DRDO. He also has worked in IT, MNCs like HCL. He has more than 30 years of experience. And today we have distinguished Toastmaster Ashok Kumar presenting you a session on goal setting. One thing I would like to mention is he's a district director special awardee for 2018-2019. Let's give a big round of applause and welcome distinguished Toastmaster Ashok Kumar on stage.
Thank you, DTM Manju Manohar, for that nice introduction. Good evening, all District 120 members and leaders. I am very excited to be present here delivering this session on goal setting. This is an opportunity for me to share one core message that is very close to me. It has been close to me for the last 15 months or so. Those who can enable their video, please do so whenever possible so that I can see some faces instead of just my screen and a couple of faces, wherever possible, whenever possible. And also, when I ask some questions, maybe you can raise your hand or show thumbs up on your emojis. Okay. Raise your hand if you have personal and professional goals for yourself. I see some hands going up here and there. I am sure many of you will have your personal and professional goals. Something like, I want to become a manager in 5 years, or I want to become a CEO in 10 years, or I want to be the technology expert in 15 years, things like that. Or personal goals. You may want to get married soon, or you want to find a spouse, or you want to build a house, or buy a car, go on world trip, things like that. We all have goals in our personal and professional lives. Now, let me ask you one thing. Do you have goals for your Toastmasters journey? Please raise your hand if you have goals for your Toastmasters journey. Good, I see some hands going. Not many. Good. Those who didn't raise their hands, don't worry. You are not alone. I was like that about 15 months back. My journey of goal setting in Toastmasters or for Toastmasters started last year, around February, when I took up the Pathways Mentor program in Basecamp. As some of you may be aware, Pathways Mentor Program will open up or after completing level 2 in any of the paths you have chosen. When I took up Pathways Mentor Program, I was pleasantly surprised. A lot of formalism has been introduced for the mentoring process. We all have mentors. Please raise your hand if you are mentors. I see many hands going up. I have mentored in the last 9 years over 25 Toastmasters. Over these 9 years, or rather 8 years, I never had any formal goals written or shared with my mentor. I had my goals in my mind. I used to think for myself in the traditional program, okay, I want to complete CC by this time, ACB in the next 6 months or 1 year, something like that. I used to have some loose goals, but everything was in my mind. After taking up the Pathways Mentor Program, I realized that the mentor is expected to discuss the needs of the protege. I am not comfortable with the word protege again and again. I will use the simple word mentee. The mentor is supposed to discuss the needs of the mentee and then discuss the goals, guide the mentee to set the goals. After seeing this, I had a discussion with my mentee, Toastmaster Vijay Kumar, who was the club president then. He had been a mentee for me for the previous 2 or 3 years. But then we sat together and brainstormed. We looked at mentoring afresh. Okay, so far we have not set goals. Now let us work on some goals. What could be the goals? We brainstormed and we came up with some goals. After that, I thought, okay, let's walk the talk. Why not set goals for myself as well? I discussed with my mentor, DTM Mathu Sridhar. We both discussed and I came up with some goals which I thought would further my development and progress in Toastmasters. After some time, I discussed with our Vice President Education, Toastmaster Raju Rao. By then, I was appointed as the master mentor in our club, Emerging Leaders Toastmasters Club. We have around 10 mentors. We have a WhatsApp group for that. Then my role was initially to assign mentors to the new members who are joining. During that time, I discussed this idea with him of making all the members set their goals. He approved it. Then with all the mentors, we discussed and we asked the members to set their goals. Then all the members set their goals by November, December timeframe. After that, I felt, okay, why not take this up across clubs in District 120? I discussed this idea with our Program Quality Director, Toastmaster Satish Menon. He liked the idea and he connected me with our Mentor Pool Committee Chair, DTM Neena John. I made a presentation to her and the division coordinators of MPC. They also liked the idea. They said, okay, go ahead. From that time onwards, I have been delivering this education session in many clubs. Then another thought came. Why not do this as my DTM project in Pathways? That project requires building a team. So I put up a team. I invited volunteers. I called some people. They agreed for it. With that team, today we have already covered 21 clubs. We are having another 5 or 6 clubs in the pipeline. Our goal is to reach 25 clubs where we want to deliver this session. And also we want at least 100 Toastmasters to set their goals. Given that we have thousands of Toastmasters in District 120, 100 may seem small, but then I wanted to start small and then go to large audience. And here I am presenting the education session with you all. Now at this point, let me go into the presentation mode where I want to share my views. Are you able to see the slideshow? Can someone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I will cover the story so far. Already I have covered that. And benefits of goal setting, types of goals in our opinion, example goals, testimonials of some Toastmasters who set their goals, and then tips for achieving goals. Finally, we'll be open for some questions. This is a team that we have come together. Toastmaster Ishwaran Rong, Toastmaster Srivatsan, Toastmaster Bhavya, Toastmaster Roshni, Toastmaster Kandavadi Velu are supporting me in this initiative. Benefits of setting goals are understood by everyone. If you Google it, you can see goal setting is an important aspect in anything and everything. In Toastmasters, how does it help different stakeholders? For members, it will help them with clarity of purpose. Anyone and everyone joins Toastmasters with the standard objective of improving communication and leadership skills. After joining, after getting exposed to pathways, you will know that there are 11 paths and 300 competencies that can be developed across these 11 paths. It's better to go for specific goals instead of the overarching communication and leadership skills. For mentors, it will be easy to guide their mentors in a focused manner once they know what their mentees' goals are. Once every member sets their goals, for the Vice President Education, it will be easy for scheduling the meetings. They will know how many people are interested in giving speeches regularly or how many people are interested in taking up roles and the like. Then writing goals helps in remembering that, and also sharing with mentor or other fellow Toastmasters. They will keep reminding you now and then. That will be a source of inspiration or even some kind of peer pressure, which can work for you in furthering your goals. Then at the end of this session, hopefully you will have some increased awareness and knowledge about Toastmasters in general. These are the 4 types of goals that we are proposing. These are not standard. These are indicative and suggestive. Role-based goals, educational goals, skill-based goals, and leadership goals. You may intuitively get some idea about the goals based on the names of the goals, but then let me share some examples of each type of goal. Role-based goals. Okay, in the meeting, there are 6 roles in every meeting. Many Toastmasters, after joining, within probably 3 to 6 months, they may complete all the roles. But subsequently, members can take these as goals. I want to do these roles every once in 2 months or 3 months. Now, when you performed a timer in a physical meeting, things would have been different. In an online meeting, when you perform the role of timer, things are different. You can learn certain new things. Or you can plan to become an effective speech evaluator. Maybe you want to participate in the speech evaluation contest in the coming season. Apart from the regular meeting roles, you can also plan for taking up Master of Ceremony role in a milestone meeting. or you can conduct fun events at special meetings, or you can conduct moments of truth. Of course, moments of truth is generally done by past presidents or senior Toastmasters. You can take that as a goal as well. Beyond club, you can also take up roles in speech contests at various levels, starting from club, area, division, or district. You can also attend the judges training program and then opt for voting judges for a few contests. And then later you can aim to become a chief judge once you've gained enough experience. These are the role-based goals. Next, these are the educational goals, mostly that come under pathways. You can set a goal, something like, I want to complete level 2 in leadership development path by December 2021. Something like this you can set as a goal. In case you are not keen on setting this kind of a goal, you are not able to visualize for the long term, you can choose a goal, something like, I want to deliver a speech every 6 to 8 weeks. In my opinion, this is an optimal period, delivering 6 to 8 weeks. Some of you may be faster than this, or some of you may be slower than this. Since Toastmasters programs are self-paced, you decide how often you want to deliver a speech. But in any case, do not give long gaps, then inertia will develop. It will be difficult for you to break that and start delivering. Once you have become comfortable in your club, you can also plan to deliver speech in other clubs so that you can face new audience and develop the confidence of seeing or facing strangers. As I said, you can also become a pathways mentor that requires you to complete level 2 in any of the paths. I urge all the people who have completed level 2 to take up pathways mentor. As of today, in this Toastmasters year, in District 120, 16 people have completed a pathways mentor program. Many may be in the process of completing it. That data I don't have. Also, you start identifying elective projects in level 3 or 4 or 5. In case you are setting a goal like, I want to complete level 3 by so and so time, at least start a sub goal saying that I want to identify which are the elective projects I want to choose, because in these levels you have the required projects and elective projects. There are so many choices and options in level 4 and level 5. Also, you can set a goal for yourself as high performance leadership project. This can be a separate goal by itself because high performance leadership project will be slightly more complex. Similarly, you can set a goal for completing distinguished Toastmaster project, which may again require a lot of effort. You may have to form a team and carry out the task and the like. The third type is skill-based goals. As I said, there are 300 plus competencies to be developed, available in pathways. You can choose some of these things. For example, if you want to develop impromptu speaking skills, you can set that as goal. Many a time we have seen in clubs when the topics master calls for volunteers, not many people volunteer immediately. If you set this as a goal, probably you will volunteer. This goal will push you into that. We have to take these kind of goals or opportunities very often so that we become comfortable. One of the quotes that I like, that I learned a couple of years back is, fail fast, fail frequently. Either giving speeches or taking up table topics or giving evaluations, do it repeatedly, get the feedback and become better. Improve listening skills. In fact, if you are playing the role of topics master, there is a project called Active Listening Project. In most of the paths, it's a elective project. In some of the paths, it's a required project. So either way, all the 11 paths have active listening as a project. If you are going to do the topics master in your upcoming meetings, just search for this project in your Basecamp profile. Go through the project material in the Basecamp. This requires an evaluator to be assigned in that meeting. Either it can be during the meeting or offline evaluation, but whatever it is, you can do active listening if you are playing the role of topics master. Similarly, you can set goals such as non-communication to improve your non-verbal communication skills. We all know that, okay, there are several things available, vocal variety, body language and the like, but you can specifically set a goal. I want to improve my eye contact, or I want to improve my facial expressions. You can say this because what happens is sometimes we see others and then find that their facial expressions, gestures, and eye contact are superb. We want to emulate that. We can set that as a goal, and then consciously in every speech or in every speaking opportunity, we can try to incorporate that. Similarly, you can develop networking skills. You need not necessarily take up roles in other district events. You can also just attend, participate in district events and develop friendships, relationships, and develop your networking. Some people have challenges in writing organized speeches. If you are one of them, you can take this as a goal. I want to improve my speech writing and organization skills. For example, you want to have a good opening and good body with sub points where the transitions are smooth and a powerful conclusion. This can be your goal. Like, I want to improve my organization skill or improve critical thinking skill. This is somewhat related to the speech evaluation and general evaluation roles, which we discussed earlier. Finally, the leadership goals. There are plenty of opportunities in Toastmasters to exercise or practice leadership skills. At the club level, you have the executive committee. You can become part of that, or you can volunteer to become a member of the subcommittees. You have education committee, you have a membership committee or PR committee and other committees your club may have. You can become a member and then help the club officers. Beyond the club level, you can also become a district leader, area director or division director or trio, finance manager, admin manager and the like. Apart from that, there are several extended teams available at each level. At area, you have the area council. At division, you have the division council. At district, there are multiple groups, multiple extended teams. All you need to do is go through the District 120 website leadership page and see what are all the extended team members, who are all the extended team members are. As the next team is going to come in the next couple of months, approach the respective people to get into these teams. Beyond this, we also have speechcraft and youth leadership programs, which are short, like 4 to 8 weeks programs, where you can take up the role of a coordinator, or you can become a member of that team, where you can mentor the participants, the attendees. Couple of them, you can do it. Again, District 120 has been doing a phenomenal job in conducting many youth leadership programs for the government schools and other schools. Okay. After this, you also have the club mentor, club coach, club sponsor category. Club sponsor is someone who creates or builds a new club, be it a community club or a corporate club. Club mentor is one who mentors the new executive committee of a newly chartered club for a period of 6 months or so. Club coach is the person who helps a weak club and then makes the club become distinguished club. The club strength has to be 12 or less. For these roles, probably you need to approach again the area director or division director and other people to know where all the opportunities are available. These are leadership goals, but again, some of you can have position-based goals. If you are a VPE, for example, release agenda 2 days ahead of the meeting. If you are a VPM, you can say add 5 more members in the next 2 months or 3 months. If you are a VPPR, go ahead and say, I want to create attractive flyers and publicize club events in social media. These are the types of goals you can set. With this, the types of goals, I'm coming to an end. And then this is a sample goals and tracker you can have. If you are very methodical, you can have this, like, this is my goal, this is my target date of completion, and then actual date of completion you can mention. What is the status currently you are in? As and when you are completing the goals, add new goals and then progress. Again, the next one is sample plan for some of the projects. As I said, for the first 2 levels, most of them could be simple speeches only. It may not have projects. But for example, researching and presenting, level 1, project 3, it may require a couple of hours to gather the info and prepare the script. Some other speeches may require more time also. This project also may require maximum of maybe 3 to 4 hours also sometimes. But beyond that, level 2, there are complex projects. If you want to do these kind of projects, you need to plan well in advance. Level 4 and level 5, you have something like, I have taken an elective project of write a compelling blog. This project requires publishing 8 articles in 1 month. So this means you need to plan the whole thing. What are all the topics, or what is the super topic that you are planning, all that. I took up tips for Toastmasters as my new blog in WordPress, and I have written 10 articles so far in that. It requires a lot of effort. Then high performance leadership is another kind of project, which may again require a lot of time. You need to have some vision, project objectives. You need to identify guidance committee members. You have to deliver one speech. After completing the project for about 6 to 12 months, you have to give a final speech. Some small projects you can also, you may be able to do it within 3 months or so, but just have some plan for all these things. Okay. At this point, I would like to invite some of the Toastmasters who have gone through this exercise of setting goals for Toastmasters journey, and then I want to receive. DTM Lloyd, can you enable? Yeah, okay.
Sir, I do goal setting every year. From 2017, each year I set a target and try to achieve it. So whenever we set a goal, we find that we are more committed about achieving it, and we declare to the club also that, okay, this year I'm targeting triple crown. So then we are accountable, because if you have told them, it's a matter of shame if you don't achieve, right? So we try to declare upfront that we are trying for triple crown, and then we go ahead and do that. Now we invite other members of the audience, distinguished members, to please open up and share your journey.
First, I would like to invite Toastmaster Seshadri to share the experience.
Thank you, Ashok, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters. See, whenever we have challenges in terms of what we want to do and we don't know where we are approaching or where we are trying to reach, always it acts like a sort of guide or sort of support we cling on to, and we try to reach where we want to. So that is something which goal achieves. And most of us in corporate world also have goals in our space, both HR and maybe your career also, you have goals in place. In Toastmasters also, we have some goals in place. Now with levels coming in place and Toastmasters pathways, I think this is more critical that we are having a finite goal in place, because people may struggle to have it fixed to a certain degree or measure it across later. See, goals are meant to be placed, and that should be measurable and should be achievable. So that is the intent of any goal setting, and that is what we are doing it. And it's that intent, I think I had a discussion along with Ashok for his project as well as my own benefit. I said I had a three milestones which I wanted to put it across. Maybe a power of three is always good. So in that extent, I have done three goals which have to be done. One is achieving DTM in the traditional path by 30th of June. So I think I'm all set to reach it out, because I think I have got my club coach assignment, which I'm most likely to be concluding it, because the club which I coached has already achieved the distinguished level right now, and is in the process of making it select distinguished, is what we are trying to make it up. So fingers crossed, I'm just looking forward to the final results. So which I put it as 30th of June, which is a realistic estimate of that. So just because I want to focus on it, I have not taken any other goal in those to coincide with the same dates. So I have already started pathways, because I started on the month of July. When the new year started, I started my pathways journey, and I'm planning to complete before September 30th. So I am well within that target as well. I'm currently in level 4. I think I should be able to complete it by 30th of December. The third intent which I want to have is being in Toastmasters for long. I do love mentorship as one of my key areas which I want to work with, and I've been mentoring clubs as well. So I thought mentor program is what I wanted to undertake, and I'm planning to complete by 31st of December. Post I complete my DTM and 6 months period, I plan to complete the mentor development program as well. So these are the three finite goals, which achievable goals and measurable goals which I've done. Thanks to Ashok for charting it out and actually defining it across. And I think TLI and other teams will also start to appreciate the fact that Toastmasters do plan it, and they also execute their goals well. And thanks for providing opportunity, Ashok, as a part of a testimony of your project. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Seshadri, for sharing your experience. Next, I would like to call Toastmaster Aditya of TCS Maitri Champions, if he is here.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I hope I'm audible. So I'm Aditya from TCS Maitri Champions Toastmasters Club. I'm really sorry that I couldn't come on video today. So sharing my experience. So I have a personal experience as well as the experience as the VP. So coming to the VP role, I feel that we all members in our club have some sort of goal, but the goal is very too far-fetched. It was like a long-term goal. It was too generalized. But now after his session, each member have gone through the breakdown of their roles, and they have written it somewhere in some sort of paper or parchment. They have sent it to me as well. So I would say that a little bit of mentor-mentee interaction here have developed. I can see that, I could see that. And when the members share the goals with me as well as with the mentors, they feel more responsible to give the speeches. Even though they could not achieve the goal at the correct time, they are trying to achieve the goal by the succeeding week. So I find it really helpful. And yes, as I already said, we used to have goals, but it was too far-fetched. Now we have goals which are really visible to our eyes. It is like the goals are now, it seems more achievable than before. So thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful session. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Aditya, for sharing your experience. Next, I would like to invite Toastmaster Saumini of Vellore Toastmasters Club.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everybody. So, Vellore Toastmasters Club had their goal-setting education session 2 weeks ago, which was actually conducted by Toastmaster Srivatsan from DTM Ashok's team. What I really liked most about how DTM Ashok's team was that they were so specific about their sessions. And they did not have general content prepared for all clubs. They understood that every single club in the Toastmasters fraternity is unique and has unique requirements. So Toastmaster Srivatsan actually called me a few days in prior to the session and understood what our club, Vellore Toastmasters Club, required, and he delivered the content which was customized to VTC. when we join Toastmasters initially, we do come with a lot of motivation and goals. But after some time, I don't know what happens, but including myself, I'm speaking, we do tend to get lost in the journey. Because I think one of the reasons is that Toastmasters has a lot of things to offer, and we don't seem to know what to choose from the lot that it has to offer. So while writing my goals personally, while I prepared for the education session, I was able to identify what I specifically wanted to accomplish in my Toastmasters journey. So by the end of the session, myself and all my club members were put on a path from where we could thrive, and I felt that that was one of the most personally beneficial and collectively beneficial education sessions that we've had in a very long time, and that we've ever been to. And so I thank DTM Ashok, who came up with the idea, and his team, who are performing tremendously to show us our path in Toastmasters. So, and also one thing that Velo Toastmasters Club did differently from other clubs was that we set our goals even before the education session began. So before going to the education session, what we did was all the members in Velo Toastmasters Club were instructed to set 3 goals, which they wanted to accomplish in the impending year, that is from now to April 2022. So we wrote our goals before the session began and went to the session with an idea what the session has to offer. So if you're attending their sessions, DTM Ashok sessions, in the future, you're enrolling for the educational session, I would suggest that every one of you write your goals before you even start the session, which turned out to be very, very beneficial. And then it facilitates the VP of the club, who can, organize the speeches and set their goals. They can keep tabs on you. If you've said that you'll finish your pathway before August, the VPU will schedule your speeches and will keep motivating you, because they know when you're going to finish. They know the end date definitively. So I again thank DTM Ashok and his team for this most beneficial session. Keep doing the good job, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samini, for sharing your experience. And the last person I would like to call is Toastmaster Srividya from Emerging Leaders Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Srividya, are you there?
Ashok says she's not available today.
Okay, fine. In that case, let's move on with the remaining part of the presentation, where I'm planning to share some tips for achieving goals. Okay. These tips are applicable not only for Toastmasters, even in any other sphere also. Set SMART goals to the extent possible, like specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound, to the extent possible. Set the right goals. More on this, I'll share in the next slide, how to set the right goals. And start with small short-term goals, maybe 3 to 6 months. In my opinion, goal setting by itself is a skill or competency. Just like we develop evaluation as a skill by taking up evaluations and doing it repeatedly, goal setting can also be a skill that can be developed. Start with something small, keep increasing the complexity over time. Limit the number of goals for easy tracking. You already have your personal, professional, fitness, financial, and other goals. In Toastmasters, again, don't set too many goals. Probably, in my opinion, 3 to 6 goals, one each in short term, medium term, and long term would be good enough. That's my opinion. You are free to do the way you want. And then review the progress with the mentor every month. If this is not possible, at least do it once in 3 months. And celebration is an important thing. Whenever you have achieved something, celebrate, publicize, tom-tom about it, tell your members. If required, prepare some flyers and ask your VPE to post it in the flyer in case he has a bandwidth issue or VPPR has a bandwidth issue. And again, finally, revise your goals every 6 months. When I set my goals some time back, I wanted to create 6 short videos to educate on various topics. But then once I took up the blogging as a project, then my interest or focus changed a little. Thereafter, I have set a goal to post 1 article every month. So my goal got changed from making video to posting articles. Similarly, I wanted to complete motivational strategies path by June, but in between I had bandwidth, and because of which I could complete the level 5 already. I'll be making my reflective on your path, the final speech on Saturday. I am also trying my best to complete the DTM project in the next 2 weeks. Hopefully, I'll file everything required to become DTM in pathways soon. 1 minute. Okay. How do you, what are the triggers you can get for setting the right goals? One is feedback from mentors and evaluators. Watch carefully. Every time an evaluator gives you some feedback, make a note of it. And then if you get that more frequently, make that as a goal. Feedback from other club members who are senior members or friends who share their candid feedback. Take such inputs and come up with the goals. Inspiration from best speakers and great leaders. Sometimes you can see some speakers speaking very nicely with a lot of vocal variety or body language and the like. You get inspired. If that is what you want to do, go ahead and set goals from that. These are some of the triggers. Similarly, feedback from the managers at the your workplace. Managers or peers may give the feedback. Moreover, you can also use your own self-analysis, like SWOT analysis or something, and then come up with your goals. Come what may, if you have goals, you can have something to move on. Not having goals and achieving something is different, but having goals and achieving will give you sense of accomplishment. Don't worry about not being perfect, not setting very big goals and the like. All I want is come up with your goals version 1 today and keep improving your goals once in a while, maybe 3 months, 6 months, doesn't matter. You are the boss, you decide the goals. All that I have given so far are indicative and suggestive. I look forward to more and more people setting their goals and making their Toastmasters journey goal-oriented. With this, I am coming to the conclusion, my session's conclusion. I am open for questions at this point.
Sir, looks like Srividya is available. Would you like to?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure. Toastmaster Srividya, can you share your experience?
Yes, sir. Good evening, all of you. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, you're audible.
Sorry, when I called upon, when my name was called upon, I was unable to unmute. It didn't let me. So that is the reason. So I sent a chat and rejoined back. Sorry for the delay. And on setting the goals, actually, I should really thank Ashok sir. If you ask me the reason, say like when I'm kind of person where I wanted to do activity, all the activity, but then there should be a push. Somebody need to tell you that this need to be worked on, etc. But then I will not. I mean, there should be always a stick behind you to do all those activities. First, I should really thank Ashok sir on that. But then when you ask me, I'm not a natural speaker, but then I wanted to improve the speaking skills, and thereby uh, the guidance which he had provided, and along with my mentor, what I have discussed on what are the ways and ideas which will help me to improve, etc. So the one thing which I wanted to do is that to take up all the roles at least one time, and say month on month during the available time. I wanted to take one role and actively participate in all these sessions. And second one is on the item, which is when it comes to table topics. I'm a kind of person, even though I feel like confident, my voice will show that I'm nervous. So I wanted to improve the way of impromptu speech, you say, right? And I wanted to achieve my leadership development is my pathway which I have selected, and I wanted to complete that by 2022. So having said in all that, it is like, unless and otherwise we do not have a plan in place and proper action in hand, that cannot be achieved. So these are the lined up items which I'm going to target on with the guidance of my club members along with my mentor during this COVID. And I should really thank COVID, because if it is going to be a physical presence meeting, I would not have joined. Being virtual, that helped me a lot. Thank you so much, sir, for giving me an opportunity. I'm not sure if I have covered what is required actually.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srividya. You have shared your experience. Thank you. Now, if there are questions, we can take it.
Yeah. Good evening, all. If you can type in your questions in the chat window, or you can unmute and ask as well. Yeah, so we have one question from Toastmaster I9 Shahidi from MOTC. He asks, how can I improve my pronunciation and sound like British or American? I think by a question, what DTM, Distinguished Toastmaster Ashok meant is questions related to the goal setting process.
Yeah, even then, probably, see, improving pronunciation skills, you need to have, you can share this need with your mentor, and the mentor can work with others and then assign somebody. If the mentor is able to do that guidance, that's fine. Initially, go to the mentor, and someone who is good in pronunciation, that person can be assigned to you. Yeah, of course, it requires practice. You need to, maybe if required, you have to sign up for some actual professional training programs. Yeah.
So there's a question on private chat. It says, should mentors be encouraging mentees to set the goals in case the mentees are not coming up with their own goals?
Yeah, in Toastmasters, the way things work is with influence. We should, as mentors, we should influence our mentees to come up with their goals. In case they are not able to come up with their goals, we can guide them. We have to tell them about the importance of setting goals. If the mentee is not at all interested in setting goals, of course, we need to use persuasive influence, motivational strategies, and other things to make them set their goals. By asking questions, simple questions we can ask. Why did you join Toastmasters? What is the purpose? What did you want to develop? Are you achieving that? Like that, we can have an interview process. Based on that also, we can set the goals for the mentee. The Toastmasters Pathways Mentor Program suggests not to set goals for mentees. They should set their goals. You should not, because club coach and, not club coach, a mentor and coach, the difference is this. Coach may set short-term goals for the coachee, whereas when it comes to mentor, it is the mentees who have to set their goals. So use influence, persuasiveness, motivation, all that to make them set their goals.
Thank you so much, sir, for clarifying that. I'm sure the mentors also would have got clarity on now how to persuade and influence their mentees. Now we have a question from TTC Toastmasters. Toastmaster Bharat has asked, self-setting goals or goals set by evaluators, which serves the purpose of Toastmasters?
Okay. To begin with, self-analysis can be given the priority. Because if you are based on your self-analysis, you want to do something different. Let us say you want to become a leader first. You want to take up some club executive committee role. At that point in time, probably you may give lesser priority to the communication skills. Maybe if the evaluator gives you speech related skills feedback, if your priority for that period is not about speeches, but you want to do some other projects within Toastmasters or something, you can give priority to that. Of course, evaluators give feedback only for speeches, whereas your mentor is the one who constantly monitors you and then gives you feedback. Give more weightage to your mentor's feedback. And of course, priority is always for your own goals based on your SWOT analysis. If you are unable to do that, take the guidance from the mentors.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have another question on private chat. It says, when it comes to mentees setting their own goals, if they are setting totally unrealizable goals, like say 2 or 3 pathways completion by end of the year, etc., how can mentors uh, guide them or give them a reality check? I think it is related to the SMART goals, sir. You had covered in your PowerPoint slide.
Yes. There are sometimes when mentees do not understand the complete complexity or the effort required for doing certain things like completing the whole path. For example, completing a path may take anywhere from 12 months to 18 months. It all depends on the passion one has and the bandwidth they have, ideas they have for speeches or projects. So when a mentee comes up with an idea saying that I want to complete one path in 6 months, or I want to become the world champion of public speaking next year, or I want to become an international president of Toastmasters in 5 years, or things like that. When they set very audacious goals, it's better to tell them these are all the things you need to do. So once I had this same thing, somebody said, I want to become a DTM by next year. I asked him, do you know all the requirements of becoming a DTM? He said, no. Then I shared the link which lists down all the requirements for becoming a DTM. Then he realized, oh, okay, I have to complete 2 paths. I need to be a district leader. I need to be a club officer for 12 months. I need to do a club mentor or coach, speech coordinator, all those things he saw. Then he realized, okay, it's not easy to do it in maybe 1.5 years or 2 years. There may be always corner cases. 1 or 2 people may be able to achieve it on a very fast track, but everyone may not be able to do that. We have to guide them with proper inputs, then they will understand.
Thank you so much, sir. So, Toastmaster Bharat says, the one who asked the question, right? He says that he prefers mentor's guidance than self-analysis, as he believes that mentors evaluate based on what's available in the world, and mentees may have a limited view of the world. Or I think it brings you back to that question about, can I become DTM in 6 months or 12 months kind of scenario where they may not know. So that is a question. And there's a question by, I think it's Velu Toastmasters Clubs, Toastmaster Vijay Surana. He asks, we are a relatively new community club with no mentors within the club. Hence, I want to know if it can be a goal for a VP membership to achieve having mentors for the club from outside. And how do we go about achieving the same?
Okay. See, actually, assigning mentors is VPE's role, not VPM's role, as I understand. And now District 120 has the mentor pool committee. There is a coordinator from every division, and every club is supposed to have one point of contact to be part of that mentor pool committee. This committee is working on bridging the gap between the demand and supply. Velour Toastmasters Club, if you do not have enough mentors, please reach out to your division coordinator or of mentor pool committee. They will be able to support you.
Okay. We have a question from Toastmaster Satya Priya. She says that prepared speech is a bit difficult for her, but other roles are quite easy for her. Now, in such a context, how can she set a goal with respect to the prepared speech and how to make that whole process lively and engaging?
See, if you think something is difficult, like preparing speeches or delivering speeches difficult, but if that is what you want to do, then you have to work for it. Identify the speech topics, come up with the script, all that. One problem I see with some people is they want to deliver every speech world class, like a champion. No, not necessary, right? The script, prepare well, rehearse well, get it reviewed by the mentor. But with all that, if you are not able to deliver a good speech or a great speech in the club meeting, it's okay. Perfection is the enemy of performance. Perfection can be achieved after a lot of effort, but to begin with, you may be imperfect. So keep delivering speeches again and again if that is what you want. Without delivering a speech or taking up leadership roles, if you are only taking up roles in the meeting, after some time, you may get bored. If you think you will never get bored with taking only roles, go ahead and do that. But then my suggestion is delivering speech is one important performance measure in Toastmasters journey, in my opinion, because even the leaders need to communicate well. If they are good in leadership, that's good. But then if they want to share their objectives or their vision or their plans or the risks with the team or anyone else, they need to have good communication skills, and prepared speeches or the ways for becoming a better communicator. Because there you do not have an excuse. In table topics, you can say, I got some topic, I could not think about it. But in prepared speech, you have enough time, you are preparing and then delivering it. There again, if you are making mistake, go ahead and deliver, repeat the speech in your club or some other clubs. Now with online meetings, delivering speeches anywhere has become very easy.
Sure. Thank you so much, sir, for answering all the queries that came on chat.